Hello and welcome to Dan's Video Den. I'm Dan from the Den, and things have been a little weird since last time. See, I thought it was a good idea to review Akira, a really well-loved and very well-respected movie. You wanna know how well that turned out? And here's the best part of that story. It's still fucking out there! Yeah! A giant blob fetus monster is living in my backyard. I tried to call the military, but when I found out they were huge Akira fans, it turns out they thought it was best that I learn my own lesson and fight my own battles. So, I did learn my lesson, military. Because from now on, I'm not going to bash movies that are well loved or respected. That gets usually very controversial. And you end up with monsters outside your backyard. But I've decided that instead, I'm just going to focus on bashing films that I know everybody hates. So, without further ado, let's look at Cabin Fever! Oh! Hey! Hey! Apparently, I was wrong again, as it seems some people tend to really love this movie, mostly saying that it was a great campy homage to the horror movies of the 70s and 80s like Last House on the Left and The Evil Dead. Some being even so bold as claiming that its writer and director, Eli Roth, was the future of horror. If by future you mean poorly written horror movies that use the homage card as a way to excuse themselves from making a giant pile of shit, then I think you might have something there, Criswell. But Dan, you say, how would you hate such a perfect example of modern horror cinema and claim that the genius of the horror master himself, Eli Roth, is anything but a genius? Simple, my dear viewer. I actually watched the fucking movie. So without further ado, let's go out to the woods and set this dilapidated cabin ablaze as we take a look at Cabin Fever. Our movie begins with the scariest thing possible. Forest hermits! He comes back from catching a rabbit and tries offering it to his obviously dead dog.
Hey boy. Yeah. Come on, boy. Hey.
You can buck him all you want, it's still not changing the fact that your dog's a prop, dude. And a happy life day to you too, awkwardly cut transition. If you can't tell by now, this is one of our main cannon fodder for this movie, as we see her yelling at a kid why college is a waste of life. Wow, 2 seconds in and already I want to see Jason Voorhees shove a weed whacker down your throat. But we just can't have one annoying teenager. No, we're blessed with 5 of them. We learn that these 5 college grads are going to celebrate by renting a cabin in the middle of nowhere to party with no means of contacting the outside world. And I've probably just described about 30 other movies here, haven't I? I would tell you their names, but that would actually mean you'd care about them. So instead, let me name them by the horror trope that they follow by. There's douchey, blonde love interest, protagonist from a popular sitcom, dumbass jock guy, and a whore who kind of looks like Mia from Power Rangers. Wait a minute. Holy shit, that is Mia from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy! Mia from Lost Galaxy? What are you doing here?
Oh my god!
I see. Dang.
Hey Bert, you got any more smokes?
Oh.
That's a funny joke, guys. But I think I might have liked it better in the original Dawn of the Dead. But then again, that's just part of the homage, right? Because otherwise, that's stealing. So our meat for the slaughter end up stopping at a convenience store where we run into our other horror trope. Evil rednecks. But then again, maybe I'm wrong on this one. I mean, after all, a horror genius like Eli Roth certainly wouldn't rely on one of the oldest horror cliches, right? And just because they are rednecks doesn't mean they're evil. Okay, so he likes to bite people.
No, Dennis, no!
And he likes to beat up his son for liking to bite people. But hey, that doesn't mean they're all evil, right? Hey, look at the shop owner guy.
And over there, I used to have in that empty space, I used to have some of the prettiest Shirley Temple bottles I've ever seen.
This guy I like. What with his effeminate southern accent and his bushy beard, it's hard not to like him.
So, what's the fox urine for?
Oh, that's for foxes.
Odd, but understandable. Hey, what's the rifle for?
Oh, that's for niggers.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, that's for niggers.
Did that guy just say nigger?
Never mind. Well, now that we got random racism out of the way, once our five get to the cabin, it takes them no time to adjust as we see Whore and Douchey getting it on like jackrabbits, love interest and protagonist developing a subplot that will and shall never go anywhere, and dumbass Jock grabbing a rifle and deciding to shoot squirrels. Why does he want to do that?
Because they're gay?
Lovely!
I don't care if they're gay or straight, I'll kill them either way.
Because I didn't give a crap about you before, so... yeah, I still don't give a crap about you. Meanwhile, Whore and Douchey are... oh, God! Did I just see an ex-Power Ranger finger a dude?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. I really don't, but because he's from Lost Galaxy, and... I gotta do it. Oh, my childhood. Oh, cut to something more innocent. Please cut to... ah! I don't need to see Sean Hunter's hairy nipples moving. God! Well, hairy nipples aside, the conversation these two are having are really just your standard sentimental, forming a bond, will they, won't they shtick. Well, he's had a crush on her for many years, but never did anything due to his massive blue balls, and she's been waiting for him to get over his blue balls and say something, but he still won't. God's sake, only thing missing here is a nerdy friend. You pretty much have an ABC sitcom here, or a Chuck Lorre show.
So wait, you like me now? Is this like a date?
Don't be gay.
Gay?
Don't be gay.
What? How is he gay? Why would you say that? Obviously he's not gay. Do people even talk like this? Meanwhile, Dumbass is still hunting for some gay squirrels, when he then stumbles upon the hermit from before and shoots him in the ass. Naturally, after shooting him, he tries to do the right thing. Or he just threatens to shoot him and guns it back to the cabin while telling no one about it because that would actually mean he's competent. And that would actually make him likable. I mean, the least he could do was offer the bum a doctor or something. I mean, okay, yeah, sure, the guy was puking blood and he looked like he was going through stage 3 of the Mataba virus. But you shot a sick guy in the ass, bro. At least you could offer the poor guy a fucking band-aid. Later that night, the group sits out for a campfire and tells a story about a worker who went postal at a bowling alley because we need to stretch this movie out as long as we possibly can, when suddenly, a wild stoner appears.
Wait, is your dog friendly?
Yeah. He's cool. This is Dr. Mambo. Here, boy. Come on. Come on, Dr. Mambo.
He's a doctor, like a physician or a professor?
Yeah, he's a professor. Of being a dog? Ooh, faced.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, allow me to introduce to you the future of horror himself, Mr. Eli Roth! Notice how he casts himself as an annoying turd waffle who demands attention. Is it nothing more than lame casting? Or is he displaying a mirror, if you will, to the audience to display his own psyche? A psyche that works on the lowest of fraternity standards through crappy jokes, and a personality that is so utterly devoid of anything likable that you would like nothing more than to scream, "Shut the hell up." Truly, he is a genius!
Scratch Mo did.
So they smoke with Eli Roth, and then he just kind of leaves. Yeah, he just leaves as if nothing happened. Still trying to pad out that runtime here, aren't you guys? Meanwhile, the gang exchanges some sex stories, to which Dumbass wins this conversation by saying, well, I'd rather not say exactly, because I am a gentleman. So instead, I got Mr. Bob Saget to do it for me. Bob, please tell me what this young man did with his dog.
My dog licked my balls.
Die! slowly die. Oh, hey, I forgot about you, dude. See, he's still trying to find help after being left in the woods to die, and he's pretty much infected with an unknown virus, which the movie will never, ever explain fully how it works. But after recognizing Dumbass, he instantly tries stealing their car to find help. I feel sorry for them, but again,
my dog licked my balls.
no sooner does our gang of misfits try to stop the hermit by destroying their own car. The hermit then goes around puking more blood and gore before our protagonist sets the man ablaze with a torch. A fucking torch!
I know. What else were we gonna do?
Yes, setting that man on fire was the only way.
There's nothing we can do. The car's fucked.
Hey guys, think it has anything to do with us beating the car with a baseball bat, maybe shooting you up with a gun? No? No? Yes? No? Just me? It's just me that's feeling that way? Okay. Okay. During the night, they all start thinking about the consequences of setting a man on fire. Logically, they would just go to the police and maybe try to make a case for self-defense, since he was more or less trying to steal their car and one could say he was acting violent, but that makes sense, so logically they don't. Conveniently, we then find the charred body of the hermit floating in a reservoir that serves as the cabin's water supply, as we see love interest taking a sip of infected water! Group splits up and tries to find help around the area. Douchey and Dumbass finding some crazy lady hacking at a hog who happily lets them use her radio until they make a little discovery.
Yeah, it was just this crazy hermit, you know, real dangerous. We had to chase him away with bats and everything.
A hermit? It wasn't Henry, was it? Nah, shit, never.
Okay, they got themselves in quite the predicament here. All they have to do is just not mention Henry, or just mention that they set the motherfucker ablaze, and use the radio so they can do the right thing and proceed to piss me off by doing the dumbest thing that any character in any movie or any person who would ever exist would do to make this movie be longer so I can endure more hours of these fuckheads trying to do the things that normal people would not do, making me want to see them just die a slow, horrible death. Why won't they die? Halfway across the lake, we see Hobag finding another cabin. Trying to see if there's anyone in, she actually finds these two dicks who have somehow managed to break into someone's place despite somehow going from one place to another in a matter of minutes.
Bert, put it away.
Why?
Because it's not our house.
So?
You know how when most people talk about how usually in slasher flicks or splatter flicks, your teens are usually unlikable characters? Well, that's bullshit. Yeah, some were not well developed, and some really only had one note of character to rely on until they got hacked up or shoved in a washing machine. But they were never really jackasses. You never wanted to see them die horribly, because they were never annoying or did dickish things that made you want to hate them so badly. The only crime they ever committed was being dull. Fuck, I would actually really kill for being dull right now. Speaking of annoying, we cut back to the cabin with protagonist as he's questioned by Deputy Winston. And yes, this guy is a cop. I'm not kidding. He's here to investigate some disturbances that were reported last night. Though considering how they're in the middle of nowhere, with the closest residents separated by a large lake, I'd assume Dr. Mambo was the one who made the call. However, there's only one thing that's on Winston's mind.
Hey. Looks like you guys were doing some pretty good partying, huh, man?
Yep, he's a party cop. And he'll keep talking about it. Again.
Yeah, I bet you like to party.
And again.
Just party.
And
Damn party.
he
A major party town.
won't
I know they're gonna party hard with me.
shut
You're the party man. Do you realize how many great parties we're gonna have?
up. Winston says he'll call out a tow truck, but seriously, do you really trust this guy? I mean, look at him! Guy makes Officer Doofus in the cast of Police Academy look like Columbo. Later on, Blondie says that she's not feeling too well, so she decides to bunk with protagonist here and share a nice, comfortable moment that will soon turn very, very awkward. Oh, come on, really? Really? Is there just not one likable person in this movie? I mean, our main character just committed date rape!
Tampax, for those heaviest of period.
So it turns out that she's infected, so the others start freaking out and begin arguing with each other about what to do next, which is putting her out in a shed.
Karen, I'm sorry. We just don't want to get it. I'm gonna die in here.
No, you're not. Karen, please. We're going to get help now.
Let's see. Looking at their track record, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say you're pretty fucked. After all, your friends thought it would be a much better idea to lock you in a shed where you were exposed to the elements in a cold, dark, stinky room where your source will possibly get infected by one of the thousands of rusty nails instead of in your own warm, comfortable bed. Anything else I'm forgetting here? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? For some reason now, Dr. Mambo is a hunkering for human flesh, so of course he sees easy pickings at the shed. It's never explained how he's like this. Most claim that he's infected, but the last dog we saw who was infected was pretty much dead.
Ah, yeah. Well, whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it.
I see, all right, yes. But in episode AG4...
Wizard.
That morning, Dumbass actually manages to fix the car in order to find another doctor for Blondie, until this happens. Wait, he's infected? So that means... he's gonna die! Unfortunately, he speeds off, to which Douchey also takes his leave and decides to separate from the group while taking all the beer.
Stop! I don't want to get sick. I don't want any of us getting sick. But you two fucking fuckers...
You know, I didn't think your plan was that bad. But then you said fucking fuckers. Meanwhile, Dumbass has gone back to the convenience store from...
Pancakes!
Pancakes?
Pancakes!
What pancakes?
Pancakes!
What in the shit? Oh God. So that happened. I don't know what to say. I don't even think the actor does too. It's just, I don't know what to say. It's so random and completely out of left field that there's just nothing I can say. You look at the actor and he just has the same expression that I do. What the pancakes?
Why'd you come here? Listen, look what you done.
Just need a doctor, okay?
What you done to this poor boy? What's he done to you?
Well, he killed half my brain cells. Does that count? So to say he's pissed is a bit of an understatement, as he summons up a posse to kill Dumbass. I'd make a joke about evil rednecks, but if it means we get to see this guy die quicker, I'm actually rooting for them right now. Meanwhile, back in the cabin, this happens.
It's like being on a plane when you know it's gonna crash. Everyone around you is screaming and yelling. We're going down, we're going down. All you really want to do is grab the person next to you and fuck the shit out of them, because you know you're gonna be dead soon anyway.
Wait, you thought now was a great time to have sex? Why? There's a flesh-eating virus going around. Why? Are you at least wearing a condom?
Use condoms?
Don't worry, I'm healthy.
Doesn't surprise me. I guess he really cares about that blonde girl that he's had a crush on for a while now, hasn't he?
Oh, fuck.
Mystery, the cure for copper.
So after random sex, protagonist goes looking for douchey, but discovers the reservoir where... gasp! The hermit's corpse has been floating in! Ah, this would have been a good scary reveal if we already didn't see this reveal earlier before in the movie. Back in the cabin, Mia from Lost Galaxy finds that she too is infected, but luckily a doctor's made a house call. And here I thought dogs were colorblind, but thanks to cabin fever, I know now that dogs can actually see through red filter lenses. Also, I think you have the wrong music, but no worries, I can fix that. Sorry, I forgot. It's an homage, right? After putting the good doctor to sleep, our hero finds that his love interest has been cursed with the terrible side effects of gingivitis. So he decides it's best to put her out of her misery. Truly, this was a tragic romance. Two young lovers intertwined throughout 8 years of their lives, hoping and wanting each other for so long, only to have it end so slowly and so painfully. Now, maybe in death, these lovers will... Oh! Okay? Well, she's dead. But now that you... Okay, I think we got the point. Okay, you don't have to keep going. Okay, I think we know that she's dead. Okay, you can stop with the shovel to the face. Holy shit, will you please stop? This is not how you do things. Oh my god, will you stop? Stop. Okay, you good? You good? We good? You done? You got all your system? Okay. So... Dumbass ends up leading the redneck posse over to the cabin, and our hero ends up taking them all out. But not before this happens.
Good night, fucker.
Well, this calls for a celebration. I will.
Hey look, another scene from Dawn of the Dead. I guess he really likes to homage that movie. Why can't I be watching that movie? That movie was... good. Since our protagonist is now a full-fledged murderer, he goes on the run to find, something, and runs into the corpse of Rothstoner. Somehow he's been torn in half, which isn't at all consistent with how other people have died from the virus. But I gave not one fuck! Because I never gave a fuck to begin with! After a short remake of Tommy Boy, our boy meets Dillhole ends up stumbling upon... Oh, no! Anyone but him. Anyone but him!
The tow truck. What happened to the tow truck, Winston?
Oh, shit, man. The fucking party, man.
Look at this guy! Is it really a surprise that he's a fuck-up? They get a call in about our little friend's disease and try to gang up on him while he takes them down and shoves a guy's harmonica down his throat sideways. Wait, that's physically impossible.
That's exactly what Jimmy kept screaming. This doesn't seem physically possible!
He then finally finds himself in a hospital where we see a man in a bunny costume feeding pancakes to the Pancake Kid.
Right.
Anyway, seeing as how he's highly infectious, the police decide it's best to dispose of him to stop the spread and oh, fuck you!
You just sit tight, buddy, man. I'll take care of you.
You really gave that job to this guy? Your town's dead. so fucking dead. Douchey ends up finding his way back to the cabin, where he finds that out of all the unlikable characters, he's actually the one who made it.
I fucking made it! I made it! I fucking made it!
But I must actually give them credit this time, because unlike their homaging of Dawn of the Dead, this time they decided to do the prequel, Night of the Living Dead, to homage its ending. Because otherwise, that would be stealing! The other officers gather around and burn the bodies, while down below, some kids are preparing lemonade, but unbeknownst to them, there's a secret ingredient. Were you really surprised that Winston fucked up again? I'm not really sure how he got there, but this movie's over, right? I mean, everyone drinks the infected lemonade and we cut the credits, right?
On me.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Because we didn't offend everybody else in this movie yet.
Oh, here you go, all polished and everything. Isn't that a beauty? Look at that, honey. Looks like it's brand new.
Yeah, well, man.
Hi,
look,
my
thanks
niggas.
for
How are you?
What's up, nigga? What you doing? Where you been, man? Where you been?
Snap. I can't do it like y'all. I'm getting a little better.
I think it's time for the hammer to fall. Right now. So yeah, it's that bad. Did you really expect me to say anything otherwise on this movie? Its characters are one-dimensional meatbags that are stripped of anything relatable or likable. Its horror is non-existent as it focuses too much on its gore than actually building suspense and atmosphere. There's scenes that go absolutely nowhere and are just fucking weird. The dialogue is utterly terrible as it thinks that it says fuck a whole bunch of times and it makes it sound more adult. And all the homages are just straight up rip-offs of other scenes from much better movies. How this and its writer and director Eli Roth gained such success and praise by fans, I am still dumbfounded by. Let alone how this thing actually gains the status of cult. You know, I might not have liked Halloween 3 a whole bunch. I'd at least agree that that film deserves to be more or less called a cult classic. But this wasn't misunderstood. This movie wasn't misunderstood by anybody. It's just fucking terrible. In fact, I can honestly say without a doubt, this is one of the worst horror movies I've probably seen in the past year, let alone the past millennium. You know, I'm probably gonna get flack for this, but screw it. There's nothing else that could happen that'll be worse. I got a giant blob fetus outside my backyard. I think anything else that would happen would probably be considered normal at this point. But it's all worth it just to tear down this overrated piece of crap. So until next time, I'm Dan from the Den, and I'll definitely have more shit to watch.
Listen to us now and make no mistake, we're gonna have fun 'cause it's spring break. We'll park, we'll score, we'll fall flat on the floor, we'll do all this and a whole lot more. We're cabin in the woods, ooh, cabin in the woods, yeah. We're 5 college students on our way to an old abandoned cabin in the woods, yeah. 5 college students on our way to an old abandoned cabin in the woods. On our way to an old abandoned cabin in the woods.
Pancakes!